Hello, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a little bit. Today is December 15th, and I'm going to do a current show, considering all the other shows have been recorded. I want to say maybe like last month, but once again, it's because of YouTube shadow banning me. I, want to get the 12 views I'm used to instead of the 0 or the 1 or 2. But anyway. I'm just gonna give you my Cyberpunk 2077 review, and I'm not gonna do a video. I'm gonna keep it as a podcast. Okay, first off, I have a PS4 Pro, and I do not use the enhanced mode, but I have a PS4 Pro, and in the game, I don't have any of the extra like visual settings used. Like, I don't do ray tracing or anything like that. And then on the controller, I don't have any of the settings where it gives like a vertical boost or horizontal boost. It's like I do like base settings, because the only thing that I have is the aim assist. That's the only thing I have, but that's basic with every shooter game, so it doesn't it shouldn't really affect the performance. My point is, after over 20 hours of gameplay, like roughly 21 hours of gameplay, um, the game crashed once, and so because everyone's talking about like it's unplayable and whatnot. But those people are probably using the wrong settings. Like, in most shooter games, even like in Overwatch, like I don't have any, and same with Fortnite, I don't have the computer like anything boosted when it comes to the controls. The only thing, like in Overwatch, like I have the aim assist window, but that's the only thing added, and then I just use linear ramp for my controller settings. That's the same in Cyberpunk. I use a linear ramp, or the equivalent of linear ramp. I don't know if it's called the same thing, but basically unassisted controller setting. Okay, anyway. The Cyberpunk game, like I said, it only crashed once, so I don't have any problems with it. But you can tell it's buggy. It is buggy. They Once again, I'm not a computer expert, but I've been playing video games since I was a child, so I'm basing everything on that. My extensive A B select start up and down knowledge, whatever that code is to get 30 minimum content. But anyway, or Life Force or any of those games. But check this out. The game is buggy. I haven't done. I think I've done the first main mission. Now, once again, I have over 20 hours of gameplay. I've only done the first main mission, because the reason why I haven't done any of the other main missions is because I want to wait until the game is fixed. So I am going around, but there's so many. I've literally done 20 hours of like side missions, and it's great. It's basically like Grand Theft Auto, except the graphics are a lot better, and it's just visually more stimulating. So it's basically Grand Theft Auto. If you like Grand Theft Auto, you'll love this game. And when I see in terms, because once again, I've done the side quests. I've done tons of side quests. There's so many side. I mean, because they just keep popping up. So side quests. There's like random police bounties. There's plenty to do if you don't do the main mission. And if you just want to do the main mission, once again, because I've only done one, you can just go straight forward and ignore all the side quests. But I'm having a blast just doing the side quests. And I know it's a role-playing game, but it's been mostly action for me, because the side quests are all combat. I mean, yeah, there's a story behind it, but yeah, it's pretty much all combat. So to me, this is a first-person shooter game, and not a role-playing game, and it's great. So I like the fact in Cyberpunk 2077 you can play it the way you want to play it, because I could just role play and do the main missions, but once again I don't want to do the main missions until, I'm not kidding, until February when the game is fixed, because I want to play the game. I want to play the main missions the way it's meant to be played, like a complete game. And like they already did like a first day patch, and the game got better. So they're gonna do, supposedly, well, this is what they said, they're gonna in January they're gonna have a big patch that's gonna fix a bunch of stuff, and in February they're gonna have a big patch that's gonna fix a bunch of stuff for the current gen consoles. Remember, this game was made before the PS5 and the Xbox came out. And I don't know the name of the Xbox. I'm just gonna say with PlayStation. So this game was actually made for the PS4, and the fact that it's not playable on the PS4 is sad. But on the computer, on the PC, it's playable. So this game was actually just meant to be a PC game, because like the PC gamers, you don't hear, I mean, you hear about the glitches and bugs, but you don't hear about it's crashing or it's unplayable. People with the base PS4, they're saying it's unplayable. um, Once again, me having the PS4 Pro, I'm having I've just seen all the bugs and glitches, but like I can play it. So I think it's sad, but it's not. No, actually, I don't think it's sad. CD Projekt Red, this is another example of a video game company that had to release a game, so it made the investors happy, and it made, and the money made off the sales go towards this year's earnings. And you know how companies are, it's all about earnings and like the fiscal year and blah 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 blah. And now we learned that this is why, people couldn't use their game footage for reviews, and they had an embargo on the review, and you can only use like the footage that they gave you if you're gonna, talk about the game. So it all makes sense. And the reason why I'm not quote unquote mad is because I thought the game was gonna be buggy. Like when they kept delaying the game, I didn't think it was gonna be ready, because if it's that buggy, um, what, like 21 days does not make a difference. And I'm like, oh well, they're gonna probably release a buggy, and but everyone has already bought it and it has Keanu Reeves in it, so like people are gonna stick with it until the patch comes. But see, I went into this knowing this. See, the problem is, people actually thought the game was going to be 100% ready and stuff. The major trend in video games has been you released an unfinished product and then patch it up. I mean, that's the trend I've noticed. So I don't know why everyone thought this game was going to be different. Like, like I looked at the game. I'm going to use I statements because I can't speak for any of you guys. I love visual stimulation. This game is very colorful. Seeing the footage that they used to promote the game, once again, I knew that was the best footage, so obviously it's not going to have any glitches or anything, but it looked very colorful. I'm like, I want that game. I want a game that's that colorful. And you know, one of my favorite things to do is just when you're looting the dead bodies, just seeing all like the colorful things you get. I know it's weird, but like they got like rainbow colored guns, like bright, like the guns look like giant Nerf guns, but they're like real guns, whatever. And then like I love the once again, you can kind of be who you want to be in this game. Like you can play it kind of like a mage, like casters, well, cyber attacks. You can cast spells. I shouldn't call them spells, but like cyber attack. Like you can hack people, hack different things. So you could be a cyber person. You can be 100% stealth if you want, a no-kill person, because once again the game is made like that. You could use non-lethal rounds. You can just hack people and make them fall asleep or whatever, or make them short circuit. So so you can, because maybe you don't want to kill. I play the game as a tank samurai. I have a katana. I have good armor. And that there's different perks and that go along with your attributes to have a synergetic effect with the way you play the game. So I like to use my katana, and I like to just slice and dice. And so the way my character is, it's like the more I move, the better my armor gets. And then because I can do lots of attacks, I get like a combo bonus. So, you could just, or if you wanted to be a power hitter, you could do perks for that. And then I also like using a revolver and a submachine gun. And I didn't put stats into it, but the more you use an item, even if you don't put stats in it, you still level in that item. So I'm really good with the revolver, really good with the submachine gun, and really good with the katana. And now I just started brawling too, because you get cyber upgrades. I got this thing called gorilla arms. So from my forearms down, they're well, they look the same, but I now have cybernetic arms, and they basically have superhuman strength. They're called gorilla arms, and then there's different arms. I think there's like I'm sorry, there's mantis blade arms. I do not have those. I'm only using the gorilla arms because I liked it because like my character can like punch. I one punch someone and they died. Do you know how epic that? Like, this game was so much fun, but like I'm playing it the way I want to play it. I'm playing it like Grand Theft Auto, walking around killing gang members, and it's just so much fun. I mean, if once again, if you like Grand Theft Auto, just forget the missions. I mean, like the little side quests, or just going around and like getting your wanted meter up and then trying to hide till it goes away. You can do this in this game, except the graphics are a lot better. It's a lot more colorful, and the story is interesting. And the side quests do have stories though, so you're still role playing. Like, you interact with characters, you can talk to them. It's just, if you're just doing the side quests, that's a lot of combat, a lot of combat. I dig it. The crowds in Night City. I've I have no complaints about the crowds. I mean, I don't know if people, because I've heard people complain about the crowds. I don't know if people actually want it to look like a real city where there's like, thousands of people in like one location. Like, I did not expect that. I expect what I got right now. Like, I was in my character was in a I don't know which one to call it, like a open food court, like a food court outside. I want to call it like a mini mall with like a food court, but it's all outside. And I want to say there was 30 people in the food court, which is fine. And I get, and like half of them were gang members, so I want to say like, roughly 12 of the members I was fighting, and the other whatever amount of people in the food court all either took to cover or ran away. I mean, it was pretty, like, relatively accurate AI. Like the people cowered. So it was cool because the people ducked, so you knew who the innocents were, and you're swinging your sword around, and you don't have to worry about hitting an innocent person because they ducked. Like, another great example of that. There's a side quest where like, if there's a crime in progress, it shows up on your map, and you can stop it because you're helping out the cops, and then the cops give you a bounty. So like, that's what I've been doing. And there were like these drug dealers. There were I would say it was like 5 of them, and they're in a gang. I think they were the Tire Claws. There's different factions, and like, they're selling dope, whatever the drug is called. It's not dope. It's called something else. And they're selling drugs. It looks like to a homeless guy. Okay, so you can scan them, and because it's when you're cyber implants, and like it tells you like what they're wanted for, like what crime they committed. I just repeated myself, but anyway. So I pull out my katana. I run up, but I have implants, so like, I can jump like 20 feet. I jump up in the air, land in the middle of them, and just start swinging with my katana, slice and dice, decapitate one guy as soon as I land. Like, it's action packed. They pull out the guns, knives, they're just fighting. And when it's all over and they all hit the floor, the guy they were selling drugs to, he had crouched down. He didn't have a scratch on him, but he had crouched down. And then like, when it was over, he stood up and he was like, "Thank you," and he ran away. It was the most satisfying fight I've ever had in a video game, because it's like, I know it's just a video game, but like, I really don't want to kill the innocent people, because like, because I feel like a vigilante in this game. It's almost like you're Deadpool, because you know, well, I have a sword, so like I feel like Deadpool. I'm just going around chopping up bad guys, and I was like, before I even like ran up on them, I'm like, I hope the guy that they're selling drugs to like gets out of there, because you know it does get kind of hectic. And so like when I landed and started swinging, I had my back to the homeless guy, hoping that would give him time to run away. And when I turned around, I didn't see him. But what happened was he had ducked. And like I'm going for headshots, so I didn't even look down. And when it was all over, I looked down. I'm like, oh, there he is, just crouching down. But yeah, oh, and like I'm not gonna be view bomb the game because unfortunately I expected it to be buggy. Um, I just did. I mean I'm not trying to say I'm Nostradamus, but I had no faith that this game was gonna be ready. If the game has been delayed 4 times, what makes you think it's gonna be ready when they say it's gonna be ready? Uh-uh. Because no, anyway, but that's just me. I just think I'm more realistic than the average person, and that's code for saying I'm smarter. Um, but yeah. So oh, and the vehicles are awesome. I've really liked the futuristic looking vehicles. The radio is great. Once again, it's just like Grand Theft Auto. You know, you got your radio every time you hop on a vehicle. You know, um, yeah, and just overall, the crafting system is really good. I have no complaints about the crafting. I mean, I'm not a crafter per se, but I just started crafting. Once again, I've done every aspect of the game. Uh, 1 or 2 main missions. The rest all optional missions, but there's several different types of optional missions. And I started crafting. Crafting is fun, actually. You know, and it's very simple. You just, you know, it lets you break down an item as soon as you get it, and like all the stuff you loot, there's plenty of places around the city to drop them off, so you can get your money right there. I mean, the game is very convenient. There is a fast travel. I don't use the fast travel because I actually do like the radio. I actually do like walking around or driving around. See, that's how visually stimulating the game is. Like I don't even use the fast travel. I like drive around or walk around, whatever. And because the soundtrack is so good, like you want to drive around actually. But I'm gonna try to rate this game. Like let's say on the scale, I'm gonna use like the 1 to 10 scale. And once again, this is on a PS4 Pro. I give it an 8. Um, because once again, it's visually stimulating to me. Okay. Now, if I'm just like a gamer and I care about other things, like I want to see the average gamer would probably give this a 6. Because like the little bugs I see, they don't bother me. Like I don't care like when you kill someone, they sometimes glitch or sometimes like the graphics get weird where like their shirt or like kind of it's hard to explain. Uh, it kind of looks like a 6-year-old when they try to color and they go outside the lines. The shirt will look like that. There you go. So if you're a person, excuse me, if you're a person who is visually stimulated, likes Grand Theft Auto, and likes to walk around or roam around an open city and just cause havoc, this game's an 8. If you're a person who expects a finished product when a company has delayed it so many times, this game's a 6. Okay? I know I'm giving two different reviews. I'm giving a personal review. It's an 8. But if I'm talking to a friend who that isn't sure if he or she wants to spend $60 on a game, I would tell them all this, but I would give it a 6. There you go. So it's an 8 to me, like, you know, personal taste. But if I'm talking to the average person, I'm going to say this game's a 6 because the average person is not going to want an unfinished product. Like the game is definitely not finished, but it's really entertaining. Like I haven't been bored playing this game, and I've just been doing side quests, side missions, and bounties. Like and it's literally when I see you have to drive around the city, like the lull time in between quote unquote action in this game for me is like maybe 3-minute stops, and that's just because I took my time. Like this game can literally be all action, all FPS, all combat if you play it that way, and that's how I've been playing it. I've just been fighting and just having a great time. So that's my Cyberpunk 2077. So that's my Cyberpunk review. Um, anyway, I hope everyone's doing good. And until next time, people, peace.